Hey friends! That was stronger than I expected. I redid my hair, in case you didn't notice. Fresh coloring. Yeah, here we go again. Now, there's been a video that's been going around that I'm pretty sure almost all of my friends have done, and I've tried to kind of coordinate filming this on a day when, like, not everybody else is filming it, because, like, literally I've seen so many people being like, oh, I'm filming this video. And I'm like, well, I don't want to just, like, straight up have the same content on my channel as all the rest of my friends on the same day. Today we're going to be responding to your hot takes with a hot toddy. Got some apple cider, got some Trader Joe's whiskey, got some lemon juice, and got some hot takes in a hot toddy. That could be a thing, right? So I had you guys give me some of your unpopular opinions on Instagram and on Twitter. The point is me just like reacting to it and responding and agreeing or disagreeing. So we'll start with Twitter because there are a lot less of those, because y'all went ham on Instagram. Holy shit.
Norvina's saying we are bored with makeup releases. We aren't bored, we're overwhelmed.
I had so many people leave hot takes about ABH. I feel like it's not necessarily an unpopular opinion to be annoyed with ABH right now. But yeah, we're overwhelmed. We're not bored. I don't think that's a hot take. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Because they're manufacturing boredom, honestly. I'm not here for saying that we're bored being the reason why they're releasing so many products all at once.
Catwoman 2004 is a cinematic masterpiece.
You're tacky and I hate you.
No. I rebuke.
Tati's palette looks great.
I got some mixed opinions about Tati's palette. I think it looks pretty. I think the quality looks decent from what I've seen. I think it looks very Tati. I feel like Tati's palette, for me, is boring and I don't need it, but I feel like for her it makes sense because she doesn't do like crazy colorful looks. So as far as like an eyeshadow palette for Tati Westbrook to come out with, I am not the least bit surprised that this is what she's come out with, because I don't expect her to come out with like a crazy intense color story that like she never wears on her channel. I think it looks pretty. The palette, it's like the packaging is not great. Not a fan of the packaging, but the shades look pretty. They just aren't interesting. I don't need it, but it doesn't look terrible.
Not every snack has to be flamin' hot. Looking at you, Smart Foods popcorn.
I don't think every snack has to be flamin' hot. Some could be like sour cream and onion, and some could be like salt and vinegar. Like, I don't know if I'd want flamin' hot popcorn though. Yeah, I don't know if I don't like flamin' hot popcorn. I want flamin' hot Cheetos, flamin' hot Doritos, flamin' hot, I don't know, chicken wings, but not popcorn. That'd be weird. I don't like that. I don't know. Also,
high-end makeup isn't always the best there is.
Oh, definitely. I feel like part of high-end makeup and luxury makeup is part of the exclusivity of it all and part of the like prestige of the brand. You can get a lot of things that are great quality that are not luxury prices. A lot of things that aren't high-end brands that are great quality. And I've seen things from high-end brands that are like, why are you that expensive?
I don't understand the outrage that people have with glittery highlighters. I want to sparkle as much as possible.
Same. I don't care if highlighter is glittery. Honestly, in pictures, glittery highlights look more wet, and I prefer that. I don't necessarily like something that's like super metallic all the time. Sometimes I prefer something that's like a little bit lower on like the metallic sheen, but with like glitter in it, because then it just, like, I don't care. I like glitter. If more brands could come out with palettes that have biodegradable glitter, that would be great, but because glitter is kind of unnecessary.
You should invest money in makeup that will last you a long time, i.e. eyeshadow palettes, cheek products, and save money on makeup you'll go through quickly, or makeup that goes bad fast. Complexion, mascara, lip products.
I don't know about complexion. Like complexion, I feel like for me, like I need to use something that is a little bit higher quality as far as like the ingredients. Like I use BareMinerals, which isn't even that expensive when it comes to like Sephora and stuff. But for mascara and eyeliner, you absolutely don't need to invest obscene amounts of money. That's the thing. I feel like you should invest in For me, I feel like you should invest in things that like are on your face for longer during the day. So like complexion, something that's like literally sitting in your pores, I feel like you should probably invest a little bit more in. Eyeshadow palettes, something that is gonna blend well, something that works for you. I don't think you necessarily need to spend a lot of money on eyeshadow palettes, but definitely like mascara and eyeliner and lip products, you don't need to go crazy with buying high-end, because honestly the best mascara I've ever used is a $5 mascara from Essence. I will never shut up about the Essence Lash Princess mascara, and you can't make me.
Candy bars with nougat or gross?
I think it depends on the ratio of nougat to full candy bar. Like if it's nougat plus caramel plus cookie plus peanuts or something, I'm okay with it. But if it's just straight nougat and chocolate, Nougat candy bars, it's a spectrum of grossness.
Period products should be more accessible to people with lower incomes, especially period cups.
Oh, absolutely. That's one thing that I always feel like is kind of ridiculous when like people who menstruate go to jail when they aren't given period products. It's like, what? Like, why is that not just a thing that you're given in jail? And like schools should just offer it. Like you shouldn't have to pay for it. It's a basic necessity. And period cups, while that's not something that I ever want to do because I go old school with my period products. Yeah, they're pretty expensive, and I feel like the more popular that the period cups get, the more brands might come out with ones that are a little bit cheaper. It's a hard line though, because you want something that has higher quality like silicone because you're shoving it up inside of yourself, so you don't necessarily want something that's cheaply made. But yeah, period products should just generally be more accessible in general. I went to a show once, I don't think it was any like special show, but in the bathroom, just genderless bathrooms, the one with stalls and no urinals, they had just pads sitting out on the counter, like wrapped up in a little basket for people to take if they needed it. And I was like, that's great. More places should do that. This was a hot take. Let me grab my toddy for this.
Anime in general is filled with unbelievable misogyny, and the fact that it's getting more and more popular internationally should be somewhat concerning.
There's a lot of anime that I've seen that I 100% agree with you on that. 100%. It's part of why I hate a lot of the tropes in anime. And there's definitely a lot of different like genres of anime that lean that way, that are very, very like targeted towards like young men and like teenage boys. So I feel like there definitely needs to be more variety of content that's not like blatantly creepy and stuff. But I have seen some that aren't that bad. I have seen some that aren't so blatantly pervy and misogynist. Few and far between though. I don't know if it should be concerning that it's getting more popular. I feel like it should be concerning that people aren't being more critical of it, and concerning that people are just like eating it up the way that it is and not treating it like a critical piece of media that they should look into more, you know? Like, I took classes in college on like film and TV stuff, so I'm also like hypercritical of TV and movie things. So I'm probably one of those annoying people that can't enjoy movies anymore because I'm looking at it and I'm like,
look at all the things that are wrong with it.
After taking film classes and working at a production studio, it's kind of ruined some movies for me, not gonna lie.
Kale is bitter spinach for communists.
I love that. That's hilarious. I hate kale, so I'm with you on that. I don't know about communists, like what do communists have to do with it, but spinach is so much better than kale. Kale can
fuck right off.
Fucking hate kale. Ugh.
Eyebrows are not as important as gurus make them out to be.
I don't know about not being important, but I feel like the steps that people take to make their eyebrows like super sharp and stuff, and the fact that people like argue over the fact that eyebrows before foundation or foundation before eyebrows, like people need to chill out about that. But I feel like doing your eyebrows are important for your face if you don't have natural brows that kind of are in a shape. Honestly, do whatever the fuck you want, but like if I'm doing a full look, I need to put my eyebrows on or else it doesn't look complete to me, in my opinion, on my face.
Skims UK makeup walked, so Euphoria makeup could run.
Absolutely. I've seen all like, it was so interesting because I haven't actually watched Euphoria yet. I feel like I need to, but like all these things where it's like, oh, Euphoria makeup, and I'm like, did y'all see Skins UK? The first few seasons? Hello? I don't feel like it's that new and different and revolutionary. Like, I don't know, like, Skins UK forever.
Dolly Parton is one of the single greatest songwriters of our time, but she gets reduced to a punchline because she knew and knows if she walked in a turtleneck, no one would listen to her.
Dolly Parton is a hero. Dolly Parton is somebody that, you're right, yeah, she's very underappreciated and very undervalued because she looks the way she does, so people don't take her seriously, but she wrote a lot of songs before she even became a singer. Like, she was a songwriter before she was a megastar, and she needs more credit. Dolly Parton is an angel, okay? I don't know how unpopular that is, but you know.
Frozen is overrated and terrible.
Truth be told, I've never seen Frozen, but all the songs from it that I heard, I absolutely can't stand. I think that was why I never saw Frozen, because people wouldn't shut up about the song, people wouldn't shut up about Elsa and Anna. That was the period of time where I was like, why the fuck does everybody in their mid-20s give a shit about Disney again all of a sudden? That was the turning point where I'm like,
how old are you?
I don't know. I never saw Frozen, and the music I could not stand. Like, I don't like show tunes, so it makes sense. Here's another one that's overrated.
Shape Tape is overrated. I said what I said.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's good, but it's not like life-altering, life-changing. It's concealer. Honestly, I like the CoverFX one better. And regardless of how I feel about Wet n Wild, the Wet n Wild concealer is awesome. And it's like $4.
Pressed glitter is best applied if you're 13 years old. Okay, I'm done now. Very therapeutic.
Wear glitter. Wear glitter if you want to. I like glitter. I don't have glitter in my eyes right now, but like, whatever. Do what you want to do. This one's funny.
Unless you're a performer, gigantic fake eyelashes look silly. The majority of women are not wearing giant furry caterpillars on their eyelids. The idea that I need to wear eyelashes to be full glam is just about as ridiculous as me in a pair of double-stacked
301 lashes. That was very descriptive and very, like, specific. Yeah, I think gigantic eyelashes, like, when they're, like, stick-on eyelashes, glue-on eyelashes, and then, like, crazy lash extensions, why? Like, when they're huge and stuff, like, I don't care, like, you do you, but like they look bizarre in person. And that's the thing, is like, there's so much makeup these days that's focused on makeup for pictures and for video that, like, people forget that, like, in person, what you're wearing on your eyes looks not right. Okay, so that was the end of Twitter. Now I'm going on to Instagram. If you guys are also wondering, behind me, the artwork, I will leave a link to where I have my artwork from. This is from Rachel Whitehurst Designs. This one, it's her Gemini print. And then this one is from the Oculus shop on Etsy. And then I don't remember where that one was from. It was a gift. Yeah, but I'll leave a link to, like, if you guys are curious where I get my art pieces, I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, now on to some Instagram. Oh, you guys went buck wild. Holy shit. This, I feel like, is a direct response to what I said in the last video.
White men being the top beauty gurus and owners of most makeup brands is not okay.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be more equity in the beauty industry, more equity in, like, beauty brand ownership. I mean, there's a lot of indie brands, there's a lot of smaller up-and-coming brands that are owned by women and women of color, not all owned by white men. I think most indie brands that I've seen lately are not owned by white men. So I feel like lifting up indie brands and lifting up the smaller brands is just generally gonna help with that. And obviously, I said what I said in my last video. I think it's fucking weird that the two biggest beauty gurus on YouTube, as far as, like, the most subscribers, are white men who are
questionable,
to say the least. Glass escalator, am I right? Next one. Lip gloss is overrated.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
Huh? I couldn't hear you over the sound of my lip gloss. It's moisturizing, it's plumping, it's comfortable, it makes your lips look juicy and shiny. You definitely don't need to wear expensive lip gloss. This is like a $6 lip gloss. But by no means is it overrated.
Next, Jeffrey and Shane is a brilliant 9-part commercial for the collection.
Abso-fucking-lutely. I've kind of figured that out and known that from the very beginning. I feel like they need to be a little bit more transparent of it being like literally just showing the making of the palette and less about like the beauty industry and stuff. Like, because I feel like the way they framed it made people think that it was going to be more about like the beauty community and tea spilling, you know? I mean, there's still like 5 parts left to the series, so who fucking knows? But yeah, it's absolutely a 9-part commercial, so people are gonna buy it. Like, as questionable as it is and as problematic as the two of them are, like, it's brilliant marketing, okay? It's absolutely brilliant marketing.
Shane Dawson's documentaries are well-intentioned, but always do more harm than good.
I absolutely agree with that. I feel like with the Jake Paul one, I feel like he humanized him in a way that didn't need to happen. It was interesting. It was definitely interesting to see, but I feel like Jake Paul didn't deserve the publicity that he got from that. The Graveyard Girl one absolutely didn't work with what he was trying to do. TanaCon, I don't even know what came of that whole clusterfuck afterwards. I feel like he's always, like, he wants to do something good and he always wants to come from a place of just, like, either helping people out or making something that's interesting and thought-provoking. And definitely, like, certain episodes, like this last one that he put out was actually quite fascinating. But yeah, I think that they end up doing more harm as far as, like, humanizing people that are terrible people. Because it's like, Shane, why do you keep picking people that suck to make documentaries about?
Tati's Bi Sister video was dripping in some subtle homophobia. I hadn't even thought of that.
That's something to think about. I haven't watched her video in such a long time and she deleted it off her damn channel. It's been so long that I'd have to go back and listen. This one just says, fake freckles. What about them? I got 2. One person just said fake freckles and another person was like, henna freckles are stupid. And I honestly don't care. Like, Naomi John did a handful of videos with fake freckles and doing henna and they're hilarious and that's how I found her channel. So I'm like, it was good for one thing, but I don't know. I like drawing on fake freckles. I use like a brow gel usually, or like an eyeliner, like a brow liner or some shit. Like, I wouldn't do the henna because I don't know. I don't like the idea of there being like a semi-permanent tattoo on my face. So it is always funny though, seeing people do henna tattoos, like henna freckles, and then they're like,
Oh, it's so orange. This looks terrible.
yeah, it's gonna look orange the first day because that's how henna works. People who've never had henna tattoos and then they do henna freckles for the first time, they're like, oh no, it's the wrong color. It's like, that's how henna works. It browns up over a day, okay?
Cut creases are not the definition of talent when it comes to eyeshadow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think cut creases are just shown as like the definition of talent right now because it's trendy and it makes for interesting Instagram videos because it's like a transformative moment where you like blend and pack on a bunch of shit in the crease and then you like cover up half of it and then you can put other colors on it and then fake eyelashes and wow. So I think it's a sign of the trends that why people are like, oh my god, these looks, they go crazy over it, where people aren't wearing that in everyday life all the time. So like, I feel like a really well blended eye look that has like just well placed shades and color combinations and just flawless blending and stuff, that can be great too. Like, you don't need to cut your crease to make a good eye look. Like, people get these unrealistic ideas of like what their eyeshadow has to look like because of Photoshop looks on Instagram and these like crazy pictorials and these intense little videos. Like, I enjoy watching them at times. I like watching like pictorials and Instagram videos when it's somebody that's like actually doing stuff, but there's so much on Instagram that's so photoshopped and filtered that like I don't even know what to trust anymore. Ooh.
I like that Colourpop has so many launches so frequently. Quality, affordable makeup for every taste.
It's definitely quality and it's affordable, but I don't know about every taste because I feel like all of the palettes look the same. I feel like for Colourpop launching frequently, people who don't necessarily follow makeup releases, it's probably a good thing because it gives so many options for people who aren't subscribed to like trend mood and aren't following the trends and aren't following releases. But because of like consumerist culture and because of FOMO and because of this new release cycle that's so ridiculous right now. Yeah, I think Colourpop releases too many things.
MAC is a dead brand.
Ooh, that's a hot take. I don't know if I would call it a dead brand, but it's dying for several reasons. One, unfortunately, they don't come out with, well, they still come out with a lot of stuff, but because MAC it's never really been like an eyeshadow palette brand. Like, their single shadows have always been where it's at, and I feel like with the way that makeup is going, they're not staying with their trends all the time, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like it's getting buried. I feel like because they're not cruelty-free anymore, people are less inclined to buy from them, like myself. I feel like because they're not in like a store like they're in some Ultas now, but because MAC, up until being an Ulta, you had to go into a Nordstrom or into a MAC store or into, like, I think they had it in Macy's, I'm not sure, but like you couldn't see it inside a Sephora or an Ulta until recently. And so I feel like MAC has, like, they maintain some of their prestige doing that, but also it made it less accessible to people and just less people are talking about it, honestly.
Avocados are gross.
I feel like they're gross like 90% of the time, but then that 10% window when avocados are great, they're great. Maybe you've just never had a perfectly ripe avocado. Because yeah, avocados are annoying because they take forever to ripen and then they're ripe for like this amount of time. But like, honestly, one of my favorite breakfasts that I haven't had in a while, it's like a big old piece of sourdough toast. It's avocado toast. I know, I'm such a millennial. Big old piece of sourdough toast, not even any butter, maybe like the teeniest bit of butter on the toast, like a soft avocado, like pretty ripe, spread it out to where it's not like sliceable. It's still like, it's mushy, but not gross yet. Salt and pepper, eggs on top, hot sauce, cotija cheese. So good. Oh my God. So good. This one's interesting.
Glitter as a highlighter with just a mascara and lip gloss is a look.
Well, truthfully, anything can be a look, but that sounds like it would be fun. I would probably want to add just like brow stuff, but that sounds like an easy, glowy, Glossier girl type thing. Just glitter as a highlight and lip gloss and mascara. This one's interesting that I hadn't thought of before.
Why do companies make it so hard to depot their makeup? Making makeup easier to depot ensures more use, less packaging, and cheaper stuff.
I feel like brands making things difficult to depot makes people more inclined to buy from them. Like they have to buy the full palette, and while I don't necessarily buy single shadows, more brands probably should have single shadows that people can buy because it is a lot less wasteful for a lot of people, because some people like really like single shadows, and then if there's like a particular shadow that they want that's only available in a palette, they either will have to buy that palette or they'll think of something else to buy and go to a different brand. Magnetic pans, just magnetic pans. This one, I don't necessarily know what this person was just trying to say. It just says,
hey, filtered makeup pics, photoshopped makeup pics, hashtag sorry not sorry with this emoji.
I am so sick of photoshopped makeup pics on Instagram. I literally saw a girl on Twitter share a picture of makeup that she did that had like, she had photoshopped her own tongue to look like some sort of demon. So like it was obvious that was photoshopped, but she had like this like really intense look. She had a pink wig on, big old eyelashes. It was a great look. And she had painted her skin green, and literally somebody photoshopped that girl's mouth and her wig and her eye makeup onto her own face. Makeup artistry on the internet is now just getting blurred with like photoshopping artistry, like photoshopping skills. And I feel like people are getting better at photoshopping stuff, but it's not a good thing in some instances because you have people like lying about what they put on their face. People are taking like PNG files and sticking them on their eyes to look like they drew on little like ghosties and shit. Just cut it out. For fuck's sake, cut it out. The next one.
ABH's PR hunt tweets are only for free ads and not about finding beauty gurus.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. the cult of ABH right now is a really intense. It's very intense. And the PR searches for them, yeah, like they can afford to send shit to people. So it's not like they're losing any money, and it's not about like giving people exposure necessarily. Like it must feel great for people to get stuff. Like it's probably great for people to get PR, but that's not why the company's doing it. They're doing it for free promotion. And it's, again,
Brilliant marketing.
My Brazilian ass would like to say that Americans downplay drugstore makeup. A Maybelline mascara is $25 in Brazil.
I don't know if you're talking about like drugstore makeup prices or just like quality of drugstore makeup. I feel like we definitely luck out as far as like drugstore prices here in the US because, like you said, in Brazil and places like Australia, drugstore makeup is obscenely expensive. It's so expensive compared to what we spend here because of things like tariffs and taxes and customs and stuff. I think we're so used to how cheap drugstore makeup used to be, and now that it's like getting up a little bit higher, I feel like the quality should probably follow that.
I don't know why anyone still gives Jeffree Star money. I hate people who complain when companies use cardboard packaging. Our Earth is dying. Oh,
Hell yeah.
I love cardboard packaging. I feel like plastic packaging is wasteful, it's useless, especially for like small palettes. I feel like for small palettes, like why not cardboard, because you're gonna go through it faster. For something that's like a magnetic thing, I could see a plastic palette making more sense because it's something you're gonna use for longer and it's something you're gonna like refill and stuff. But for smaller palettes, like I hate that. That was one of the things that annoyed the shit out of me about like old Urban Decay single shadows, that you would buy them in like the bulkiest plastic packaging and it's like, stop it. So yeah, I like cardboard packaging. I almost prefer it because, again, it's better for the environment, and also sometimes it just feels nicer. Like when it's a really nice thick cardboard, like it feels nicer. It's not as easy to clean off than plastic, but I don't really care.
Squeezy tube lip glosses do deserve rights.
Yeah, I know. Nisa and I will die on this hill together. Squeezy tube lip glosses. The one problem with these Colourpop lip glosses is that, like with all Colourpop things, the label just came the fuck off. So this is a Colourpop lip gloss that I don't even know what color it is. I mean, I could see, honestly, Squeezy tube lip glosses not being the easiest thing to use if you have tiny little lips, but I can't relate, so no shade. I feel like you can get all of it out of there. Like it's easier to get the stuff out of it because you're not having to like scrape around a wand. It's just like toothpaste. You wouldn't want toothpaste on a wand. You want toothpaste in a squeezy tube to get it all out. That's just me. I feel like wands sometimes are overrated. That's a hot take. Lip gloss wands are overrated.
All liquid foundations emphasize texture and pores, and there is no way around it.
Yeah.
Depending on what you prep your skin with or what you put on top of it, it might look better, or like look better in photos or in video, but in person, liquid foundations are just gonna emphasize texture in general. If it has any sort of coverage, yeah, definitely. Neutral makeup 24/7 is boring AF. No. I feel like you can make neutral makeup still look cool and still like the combinations of lip colors. I mean, depending on what you're saying, like neutral makeup, like if you're just talking about like browns, then yeah, it can get probably a little boring, but you can do cool stuff with like the placement and your blush or with your highlight and like different shapes of things. Like I don't do just straight up neutral makeup all the time, but I don't know if it's like boring as fuck.
I think primer is stupid and a scam. Anything it can do, certain skincare products can do as well.
Yes, I don't use primer. Like I have probably owned like 1 or 2 primers in my day, and I've been doing makeup for like 10 years because I put my foundation on like directly after doing my moisturizer and my skincare. That does exactly what a primer would do. I feel like primers are made for people who don't do their makeup right after foundation. I feel like when I put my stuff on not freshly moisturized skin, my skin doesn't look good. So in that sense, I would need to prime my skin, but not using a primer, just using a moisturizer. But then again, I have dry skin, so like oily skin people, they might need something to help their foundation last longer. But for me, I think primer is a scam. I think so.
Loose shadows aren't actually that difficult to work with.
Maybe for you, but I don't like using them. They're I don't like it. It's messy. If loose shadows came with like a sifter, like loose powders, then maybe. But the fact that they come in these like tubs, like little pots that are so filled to the brim, I know. Mm-mm.
Everyone clowns on Urban Decay way too much.
I feel like Urban Decay probably has gotten more flack than maybe other brands because they used to be so cool and they just got kind of stale for a while. But the thing is, the quality from Urban Decay, from things that I've owned from Urban Decay, has never been like bad necessarily. It just hasn't been necessarily stuff that I've been excited about, you know?
Paying more than $10 for mascara is dumb.
Yeah, I think mascara does not need to be over $10. That's one of the things that you literally should use up within 3 months. Mascara should absolutely not be that expensive. Fuck off with $30 mascaras. Ugh.
The raccoon eye wasn't that bad of a look.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Ombre lips are also kind of stupid.
I would never wear it in real life. It looks cool in photos. That's the thing. It's like y'all are like saying all these things that would absolutely look ridiculous in real life, but in photos they look cool. Or like editorial looks look cool.
There really is no right or wrong way to do makeup.
Absolutely. People can do whatever the hell they want. I feel like half of these have been about like things that look dumb or things that you don't need to do and things that look weird in real life, like full coverage foundation and like cut creases and lashes and stuff. Like, yeah, just do whatever you want to do. Makeup is an art. It's not a science.
Shimmer in the crease fucking slaps. It blends so seamlessly.
I haven't used shimmer in my crease in a long time, but yeah. Just do like shimmer all over the lid. It just adds dimension. If you ever want to do just like one eyeshadow all over your eye, just put a shimmery shadow all over your eye and you're good to go. You're good to go.
Beauty vloggers use their children for views too, not just the family channels.
Ooh, that is some piping hot tea right there. Yeah. I'm trying to think of beauty gurus who I watch with their kids in videos, and I don't know if there are any that I know of, but yeah, I feel like it's not just vloggers. Like maybe like It's Judy Time used to have kids in her videos, but it was on her vlog channel, not on her beauty channel. But yeah, no, anybody who uses kids in their fucking YouTube videos, just like stop. Stop.
I own cheap-ass bootleg makeup and think it's just as good as high-end.
Depending on what kind of bootleg makeup you're talking about, like Alter Ego is a brand that I've honestly been curious about because they have Natasha Denona dupes, and I'm not about to buy a Natasha Denona palette, but the color stories are sometimes pretty. As far as like highlighters, eyeshadows, blushes, lipsticks even, I feel like you can definitely get comparable things that are just as good. I'm wary of some brands because I don't know if they always report accurately the ingredients, and as far as complexion products, I would never use a bootleg thing on my face because I have very sensitive skin and I have to know exactly what I'm putting on my face. But yeah, I think definitely some of the smaller brands or some of the bootleg brands, they're just as good. I know Beauty Bean has done some looks with Alter Ego palettes. I'll leave a link to some of her videos in the cards because she's talked about like some of the Alter Ego Natasha Denona dupes if you're curious about them.
All brands should just bite the bullet and become cruelty-free.
Yeah. If Europe can do it, the US can ban animal testing as well. Fuck it. Why? It's not that hard. And it's better for the environment if brands were just cruelty-free. L'Oreal and Estee Lauder can like get the fuck out of here. Halloween is superior to all other holidays and the spookiness always ends too soon. Yeah. And on the same vein,
Halloween beats Christmas/Thanksgiving because we choose to be with friends, not family.
And that's a good point. I feel like Halloween is definitely more of like a friend, good time holiday, while Christmas and Thanksgiving can be a good time as well. I feel like there's more like expectations for Thanksgiving and Christmas to do things that aren't necessarily like by choice all the time. Honestly, it depends on your family, but I like Christmas just as much as the next person. Maybe it's not as much as my own boyfriend because he has already started listening to Christmas music, but I'm a spooky person myself. I love Halloween.
Bar soap is the worst.
I rebuke that. Bar soap for a hand soap? Fuck yeah. I love bar soap for my hands. Just in the bathroom? I never use bar soap in the shower, but as a hand soap, I prefer bar soap for like my own home. If I'm out like in a public place, I don't want bar soap, but like in my own house, I like bar soap. it lasts long.
I hate when cruelty-free brands collab with non-cruelty-free influencers.
That's a good point. I feel like not enough influencers are speaking out all the time. I'm really glad that Raw Beauty Christie has talked about it. That's one thing that I've always appreciated about Jay Kissa being so vocal about being cruelty-free. And I feel like if more of the bigger bloggers, more of the bigger YouTubers talked about it, it might convince brands to be cruelty-free. It might convince brands to move in that direction. There's a reason brands like CoverGirl have gone cruelty-free, because there was enough people talking about it and enough people bringing it up. It invigorated the brand, honestly. If a brand that's dying went cruelty-free, I can imagine it would help it.
People who only order chicken tenders at restaurants are awful.
I like chicken tenders. If the only thing you order at restaurants are chicken tenders, that's very limiting. I don't know if you're awful, but like probably a very picky eater. And I'm a picky eater, and I'm not that picky. Next one.
Metallic lips should be canceled.
They're already canceled in my book. Fuck metallic lips. Last one.
Wearing glasses feels super limiting for eye makeup.
I disagree wholeheartedly. That's actually a video that's in the works right now having to do with this. I feel like with glasses, depending on what kind of glasses you have and how bad or good your eyesight is, you can do other stuff with glasses that you couldn't do. Doing more things with the lower lash line and doing more things with your eyeliner, something that you're able to get away with more when you wear glasses because your eyes are naturally like kind of hidden a little bit behind them or framed. I feel like as far as like super intricate eyelid, like cut creases and stuff, yeah, it gets kind of pointless and hidden, but I feel like you can be more creative. Like, I don't think it's limiting. I honestly think it makes people more creative to do what they want to do with their eyes, because it's not necessarily gonna be what you're gonna see everybody doing on YouTube all the time or in Instagram videos. I wish that there were more people who did eye makeup that wore glasses all the time, because I've seen so many videos of people being like, ooh, makeup for glasses, and then they just like never wear glasses on their channel except in that one video. And I wish there were more beauty gurus that wore glasses all the time. And I know that for some people like Lacey, who are like can't see very well, so filming tutorials are like really hard because you have to get so close to the mirror and it's not something that you can easily film. And so I know that there's like some logistic issues behind that, but I wish more people who talked about makeup fucking wore glasses all the time. Like, I don't want to put my fingers in my eyes to put contacts in all the time just so I can do like a cut crease eyeshadow look. I like my glasses. The only thing that it's limiting is your ability to wear fake eyelashes. That's the only thing that I can't do that I wish I could do, but you know. So yes, I think my toddy is virtually done. Now it's just like stuff at the bottom. Thanks to everybody who left me some hot takes and some unpopular opinions. That was a grand old time. For today's song of the day, Song of the day is Bagbak by Vince Staples. It is on my playlist that I shared in my last video. It was in the Black Panther soundtrack. Not actually on the soundtrack, it was in the trailer for Black Panther. And I remember when it first came out and I was like, what is that song? I need to download it. It's amazing. And then when it wasn't on the actual soundtrack and I was like, what is this? And so I looked it up and it's a really good song. It's a bop too, like total bop. So Bagbak by Vince Staples is your song of the day. We just reached 35,000 subscribers. Thank you everybody who has subscribed lately. Y'all are great. I appreciate you. I just reached 5,000 followers on Instagram. I'm almost at 3,000 followers on Twitter. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, it's always in the description if you guys want to follow me on Twitter. I tweet pretty regularly. This was a good time. Thanks to my patrons. We had a good time last weekend, didn't we? It was a good old stream. If you guys want to check out my Patreon, by all means. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell notification if you want to get notified when I upload new videos. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!